often thought of as blood-sucking, squeaky creatures that might get caught in your hair, which we've been talking about now this morning. But you know, in general, bats probably don't have the best reputation.
The Grand Rapids Public Museum is trying to change that with a new exhibit called Bats, Masters of the Night. And that's where our Candace Monticelli is this morning. Candace, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, they're busting many of those myths with this new exhibit and really teaching us so much about how beneficial bats can be. So Christy Bender, their marketing director, has been with us throughout the morning. And this is really fun. It's a family exhibit and can be really interactive with things like this. We're starting with this coloring table. Tell us about some of these different interactive pieces.
Absolutely. Just like you said, it's great for all ages. So at this coloring and station, we have the opportunity for especially kids to take them a picture of the different bats. And what I really like about them is most of them have a fun fact about bats. So like you mentioned, we are dispelling the myths here in the exhibit.
Yeah, and so many different ways with like all these placards. There's so many different bats. I didn't know there was all these different kinds of bats.
Bats are anywhere from 20 to 25% of mammals species, which is really quite a lot if we think about it.
Yeah.
They're also the only flying mammal, which is kind of cool, but that's how they've actually spread throughout the world.
Very cool. And speaking of interactive things, talk about this one back here. It's a little loud, so we aren't going to hit play on it, but what's this one in the corner here?
Yeah, so this is how we're learning about echoes. So bats use echolocation to be able to navigate in the dark when they're out and about. And so how they're finding the insects that they're eating, how they're avoiding trees and buildings as they fly around. This is a tunnel where we're going to hear and compare different echoes. And the closer an object is, the quicker the echo is going to bounce back to us.
Very cool. And speaking of how bats hear, you got to have a test run of their ears. So what is this interactive piece? This is really cool. You look a little goofy doing it, but it's all worth it. Tell us what this one's all about.
Yeah, so many bats actually have larger ears to be able to capture those echoes coming back to them. And so you're probably hearing an amplified sound right now.
Big time. Big time.
So teaching you hearing just like a bat, it's a great way to better understand these creatures.
So cool. So many different things. And bats they're really good. They're really prevalent. You had a fun, interesting fact about how many mosquitoes they eat.
Yeah, so little brown bats here in North America eat 600 mosquitoes every hour.
Wow.
So beneficial and so helpful to us who are trying to be outside enjoying those Michigan summer and fall weather.
Of course. So many cool things to learn. How long is the exhibit here? When and how can families come experience it?
This exhibit is included with your general admission, so it's not an extra ticket purchase. It is here through January, so we just have the next couple of months to come and check it out. Highly recommend coming down. You can spend hours with your family at the museum.
Very fun. So like I said earlier, it is a bat-tastic time. You got to come try the ears out for yourself and all the different interactive pieces that the family can see. And we have a few more interactive things to show you coming up in our next hour as well. Back to you guys.
That's a good look, Candace.
Well, that's a good look. Hey, can you hear us all the way
Oh, she
over
can
here?
definitely hear us. It's amplified, bat-tastic, as she said.
True, true.